Welcome to my little corner. I am Beatrice B. Morgan, and you didn't see how much I flubbed that intro about 30 seconds ago. The words that came out of my mouth, they weren't English, not even slightly. Like like the Swedish chef, the Muppet. That's kind of what came out. I am doing a series of videos, kind of cracking open what it's like in my brain, my writer brain, all to celebrate the launch of my next book, my 15th book. It's called The Blood Enchantress. It's coming out on October 25th, I say with confidence. I write fantasy, a little bit of horror. There's always romance in it. And specifically, The Blood Enchantress is coming out October 25th. It has more romance in it than most books that I've written. I would classify this as a romantasy. My other books, like Stars and Bones, I wouldn't classify that as a romantasy. That's more of a romantic fantasy, romantic epic fantasy. It's not There's not enough romance in it for me to say, yes, this is a romantasy. No, but The Blood Enchantress, yes, that is a romantasy. The romance in it is a central part of the plot, and you can't take it out without the book falling apart. But you can't take the plot out without the book falling apart either. So in this episode, I wanted to talk about the music that I listened to while I wrote this book. And to be honest, I don't remember when I started writing this book. I don't remember. The first or the oldest draft that I have on my computer is from 2021, about summer of 2021. I don't know if that's the first draft that I wrote, because this computer specifically that I'm on right now is only maybe a year old. I've only had this for about a year. I had a laptop before this, and I know I wrote most of the books that I have on that. And it's here somewhere with the batteries. I get that blue screen battery. Hey, change your battery, it's dead. So I am not going to charge it up just to find a date. So I'm going with 21, so 2021. So this book that's coming out, I started writing in 21, 4 years. I guess 4.5-ish. But until recently, I did not write to music. And I don't remember the day that I decided I'm going to sit down and write to music. I don't remember what I was writing. Of course, I need to keep track of these things because I do this and then I'll get a book and we'll push it out for publishing, and then I get to the part where I have to write the acknowledgments, and then I'm like, I don't remember what mindset I was when I wrote this book. I have no idea. So I've started as I'm drafting a novel, as I'm revising, I'm also putting in little tidbits to the acknowledgments. So I know me in the future when I go back to do the 6th, 7th draft of this book, I know what kind of mindset I was in, what I was doing, what I was thinking, the people I was around, the people that helped me with it, the music I was listening to, the shows I was watching, those types of things. Because then now I have no idea what I was doing when I was revising Blood Enchantress, formerly known as the Bloodied Crown, I think is what we started with, but we decided last minute that the Blood Enchantress fit a little bit better. But that's a different story. But for me, I I have a playlist on YouTube that is very specifically labeled music to write to or music for writing. There's music and write in that title somewhere. And on this list, I have some instrumental. It's not instrumental. It's like, oh no, what is it? What is it called? It's a video game, very popular. Zelda music. Specifically, I think Breath of the Wild. I never played those games, but I really enjoy the music. It's sweeping. It's charming. It's not too melancholic. Melancholic. Me- That's how you say that word, right? Melancholic. Melancholy. You know the word I mean. You know the vibes I'm trying to get at. But it's not too upbeat, I guess. It's more easy to fade into the background. I also have some Skyrim music, and I know I have the Oblivion, the one, I think it's like the Autumn Forest or something in Oblivion that's also on that list. I have found that video game music, fantastic for writing to. Absolutely fantastic. So I know at some point I probably worked on a revision of The Blood Enchantress while I had some Zelda music going in the background, or some Skyrim music going in the background. I also have a piano Studio Ghibli thing. It's a couple hours long. It's got all like the songs from like those movies, and it's all like piano. It's very nice. It's very calm, but it also has like the charm of like a Studio Ghibli movie. And I do like that one too. I also follow, oh, what is it called? Oh no, I should have made a list with all these people listed on it. It's White Bat Studio, White Bat Audio, one of those. But he makes a lot of like several hours long, and it's not instrumental. There's no words, but there's like synth wave. There's like a Carpenter style mix that I really like. There's some that are like more horror specific, some are like more sci-fi themed, but he's got a lot of stuff. And it really depends, like the music that I listen to while I'm writing or revising or editing, it also depends on the book itself, the vibes that the book has. Like there is a Cinderella, but she's an assassin retelling that I spit out a first draft for, and I wrote that listening to Bardcore, which I didn't know existed. It's very fun. And it's like all like your popular songs, popular songs, like pop songs and stuff that have been they're playing as like in a tavern. Like there's like bard instruments, like medieval instruments, and then it's very nice. It's got that charm to it. I have tried to write to that same playlist to other projects. Didn't happen. Didn't work. It just didn't fit. So that playlist specifically is always going to be tied to like that Cinderella retelling that might just sleep on my computer forever. I don't know. And I have found that listening to certain types of music with certain vibes help me get into the vibes. Like for The Blood Enchantress, I am fairly certain I listened to one of the White Bat Audio, the synth, like dark synth waves or something, but it had more of like that dark kind of vibe, like a dark fantasy vibe, and it just kind of, I don't know, it gets you in the zone, it gets you in the mood, it gives the certain vibes that I need to get with it. So from this point on, I am trying to make more notes of like where I am mindset wise, like where I am while I'm drafting. So that way I don't come back in 3 years and be like, man, I don't know what I was doing. Clearly I wrote this. There was a lockdown going on. Don't remember any of it. But no, definitely I recommend if you're like me and you have not written to music before because you're like, oh no, I'll get distracted. Like, yeah, I can't listen to like Taylor Swift songs while I'm trying to write. I will get very distracted. Even the instrumental versions of her songs, I will get distracted. Like, oh, I like this one. But no, definitely like video game music specifically because it's meant to be in the background. It's designed to kind of just fade, just to kind of be there without like distracting you. Like, what was that game that was really popular? It's not been that long ago. The music was really good because I watched somebody play it on YouTube. And the music was phenomenal. Oh, it was that Expedition 33. There was one track in there that was so good. I remember what point what the music was so good because I had it going, and luckily like the YouTuber didn't give so much commentary, and like I could still just like listen to the music. It was some battle music. It was just like so just like enough that it like stuck in my head. I'm like, I'm gonna have to go see if that's like the soundtrack's out there somewhere because that's fantastic. But no, if you are a author and you don't think listening to music is gonna be worth your while, yes it is. it it gives a different kind of vibe. Like you can vibe a lot better. The vibes, man. It's the vibes. This needs to be my last video for tonight because I'm just I'm gonna get to that and getting to the end of my coherence on this lovely. It's not Tuesday. It's Wednesday. I need to go to bed. I need to go get something to eat. Well, thank you for joining me on this little musical rant that I did. It's not a rant. I wasn't mad. It was more of a chat. Let's call it a chat. Chat. But again, I'll be doing a couple more of these, just answering like, typical author questions and also talking about my next book that's coming out on October 24th. I'm pointing to my calendar. It's behind my camera, because that makes sense. Blood Enchantress, adult romantasy, vampires. See, and I also said I'd never write a book about vampires, and here we are. But no, it's coming out October 24th. I'll be talking more about it, talking more about my writing process, what I do while I'm writing, how I wrote this book, how this book came about, all those fun things. So stay tuned.